Hey guys, today is December 17th, 2012, and it's a Monday. I really haven't decided whether I'm going to do weekend shows or not, but, I might, because this weekend I actually had a lot on my mind, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about it. But, I've got a lot to talk about today, so let's just hop in. So, the first thing on my mind today is, well, the news. As you guys know, Friday, a shooting in Newtown, Connecticut happened, and a total of 28 people died. Now, it wasn't until today that I actually heard people talking about it. And the first thing I heard come out of people's mouths was, that guy was crazy. Or, that guy should have been caught before he killed his mom. And the first thing that actually came to my mind is the news becoming a fad? I'm actually being dead serious. Is the news becoming a fad? Because before all of this happened, nobody really watched the news, or no one really cared for the news. But when something big like this happens, everyone's on it, and everyone is talking about it, inserting their opinion. I'm wondering, hey, is this really becoming a fad, or are people actually watching the news? Otherwise, people don't really talk about the news. In China, actually, there was also a killing in China of 22 children, and no one heard about it or talked about it. But in Newtown, Connecticut, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it here in my state, actually, around the entire state of Florida, I bet. But really, no one noticed the massacre in China, but the massacre in America they noticed. Now, both are on the news, but are we that self-centered? Is the news actually becoming a fad? I don't know, but that's my rant on the news part. Another thing is my friends and my family. Well, I can't really say my family, because as of right now, my family is dwindling in my eye. I mean, it may be my teenage adolescence, but I don't really see my parents as all that necessary in my life, other than to give me a place to stay and food on the table. Otherwise, I don't really see a need for them. I know that sounds a little heartless, but that's my opinion on it. Now, the reason I'm talking about my friends is my friends basically are like my family, if not the closest thing to family I have other than blood relation. The reason I say this is because they don't judge me for what I do, and a lot of them don't judge me for what I do, and a lot of them treat me better than my parents do or my other family members do, and it's kind of sad, actually, that my friends and my girlfriend's friends actually treat me better than my parents do. They actually show me respect, show me kindness, and show me that they trust me and care enough to where that if something majorly happens or something slight happens, that they will pick it up in an instant and they will know something's wrong. Now, my parents don't do that. Neither do my brother. My brother's girlfriend doesn't really do that. And a lot of other family members in my family don't really do that. I guess it's because I talk to my friends more than I talk to my parents. But, I mean, like I said, teenage adolescence. If you're talking to your parents about everything, then you must trust them. I don't know if I don't trust my parents enough or they don't trust me. But I don't really like talking to them. I don't know if it's weird to you guys or if other people like that, but I just don't like talking to my parents, or I don't really see my parents as that much of a necessity in my life anymore. I mean, I'm at the age where I'm old enough to make my decisions and do things myself. My friends, however, They're always there for me when I need them, and they show me the love and affection that I feel like I missed out on sometimes because my parents, their parents, they're not always going to show you love and affection. They're going to be tough on you. But I don't understand it. I just feel closer to my friends than I do my family. Anyway. Third topic. Risk. Why take it? The reason I take risk is because, in all honesty, one, I like the feeling that I get when I take a risk. I feel more alive and I feel more accomplished with myself if I complete the task or complete the risk. Another reason I like taking risk is because I like to test the waters, so to speak. Now, what I mean by test waters is I like to try something new and see how it works for me. If it works for me, then I'll probably keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I know I took that risk and I'm never going to do it again. But I've actually noticed a lot of people don't like to take risk. I don't know if it's their personality or if they're scared, but I can say I've taken a lot of risks in my life, even though I'm fairly young, and I enjoy taking those risks. Now, all of those risks weren't always good. Actually, several of them were very bad risks, but I did it. Been there, done that. I learned from the bad ones, and I learned from the good ones, and I kept on with the good ones because they were actually really good memories. And it made me feel a lot better knowing that, oh, hey, I accomplished this because I took a risk. Or, oh, hey, I don't need to do that ever again, or I shouldn't do that again because the last time I took that risk, I hurt myself, or I hurt someone, or it affected me in a negative manner. And I actually think risks are very important in life because they show us how to adjust to our surroundings. They teach us how to be better people, in my opinion. And I feel like without risks, then we wouldn't know half the things we know today and done half the things we've done up to this point in time. So, yeah. Fourth thing on the day is guns. Now, I know this is going to be very controversial because I have redneck friends and I have other friends that are like, guns, my redneck friends would be like, guns should be illegal, or, the right to bear arms, and then my other friends would be like, no, guns should be strictly controlled and other things. But what I'm trying to get to is, in the news Sunday, there was a mention of stricter gun control laws. Now, this got everyone in a tizzy, the NRA, and a lot of other associations that deal with guns, people on the streets with guns, and a few of my friends. And one comment really struck me from my friend is, and he's a redneck. He's a stereotypical redneck. He has guns. He does the redneck thing. But what he said was probably the smartest thing I would have ever heard about guns in my life. He said, in his exact words, guns should be controlled, but they shouldn't be controlled by an excessive need or an excessive amount. So we talked about it, and what he was trying to say was, okay, let's let people have their guns. That's fine and dandy, but let's control it to where it's in a manageable area or a manageable size. Maybe limit the amount of guns people can have in a household, or limit the amount of guns a single individual can have altogether. But let them have their guns, and let them have their right to bear arms. Now, my opinion on it is, I say they should enforce a stricter gun policy, because it is not always a good thing to have a gun. Now, some of you people are going to be like, oh, he's so stupid, he doesn't know what we're talking about, right to bear arms. Now, what a lot of you people don't know is that the right to bear arms was only to protect militia in the 1700s. One, we're not in the 1700s. Two, nobody forms a militia anymore. It is truly not worth it because we have a military. I don't know why everyone's in a tizzy about it, but we don't need guns. Guns aren't always a good thing. My philosophy is if you can't solve it in a non-violent way, then don't solve it. Then don't bother with it. That's actually one of my favorite things. A quote from my favorite individual who's made an impact on my life, Mahatma Gandhi, sorry. He had a saying called, "Victory attained by violence is tantamount to a defeat, for it is momentary." The way I took it was, when you win by violence, you get a good feeling, but only for a short while compared to a defeat where you learn from it, you grow from that defeat, and then you develop skills to overcome that. As to where if you win by a violent action, then nothing is learned, and you've really gained nothing but a feeling of power, which usually doesn't last. And I think it's completely unorthodox that people want to solve things in a violent manner. I'm not saying I don't do violent things. I'm not gonna lie. I do violent things sometimes, but it's human nature. Temper takes over sometimes. But hey, we're humans. We all do that kind of thing. Well, now that I've talked for 12 minutes, and I'm probably going to be talking for a little bit longer, I wanted to get to the question of the day. I actually, again, have two questions of the day, and they're really close to what I talked about. Actually, they're dead on. Question one for question of the day is, do you take risk, or have you ever taken a risk that improved or stopped something in your life, or have you ever taken a risk that you don't regret or do regret? Sorry. And the second question of the day is, what is your opinion on the new gun control laws that are being proposed to the president, or Congress, sorry. Share, comment, and like always. Alright guys, I'm Jamie, and I'll see you Wednesday. Peace.